guys.
Hi guys, so I just want to say hello. We've gone to this private location. We've rented this garden and we sat here. We positionally placed this tree so we could actually hang out with you guys. So we just wanted to say hello. Bethel, it's been a while since we've seen you. There's been a lot that's been going on and I'm sure you're ready to tell the audience what's been happening. Come on, start.
Okay, firstly, we did not rent a garden. And yes, we did positionally place the tree for the sake of this video. Peoples, it's been a busy, what has it been, like 8 weeks? I feel like it's been nearly 8 weeks since we did a video. The last video we did was the water bottle challenge, if I'm not mistaken. And then we did a video telling you we weren't going to do any videos because it was Easter weekend. And now it's like... And
by the way, Easter weekend was absolutely sensational. Yeah, so we had a great time over Easter, just going to see, well, to fellowship with, actually, some of our friends up north in Leicester. You know, brother Crosby Maliko, who's a beloved friend to us, and we had great sessions over there.
Yeah, and we listened to some awesome preaching. It was just amazing, really, really inspiring, really set us up for the year ahead. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed Easter. We'll put a link.
Hey, and then Easter Sunday, we happened to be someone special's birthday.
Ding, ding,
yeah, it was
ding,
me.
Ding. So the month of April is busy for us because there's so many birthdays. But before that, before we get to Easter Sunday, we missed April came back. So my sister April came back from the Cayman Islands the week before Easter. Yeah, it was the week before Easter. April came back. And yeah, on that day I wasn't well, but I just wanted to give her a massive shout out because like this girl came straight from the plane, looked after my kids, cooked food, went shopping, like did everything, like just, like she called me and she's like, where I was in the hospital, and she's like, do you need a lift? Do you want me to come pick you up? Like she's coming from the plane, like we should be picking her up.
She'd actually travelled, was it over 24 hours? I think she'd be travelling or something like that. Yeah,
so shout out to April, like the best sister ever. No, honestly, April is just one of those people who, she's like a strong foundation.
She's a rock. She's a
rock, and she's one of those people that God has placed in our lives to just support us. She supports us in every way, like whether that's practically, emotionally.
Is that the role she plays?
Honestly, she is. She's amazing. She's a legend. She's a legend. April is a legend. Mega shout out to you, April. We love you so, so much. So after that, we had Easter meetings. Mark's birthday came up.
I was actually poorly on my birthday.
He was poorly because you got what I had. Bless him. So yeah, poorly again. Mark was poorly, which is hence why the videos weren't happening, guys. I got sick for about a week. Mark got sick for about a week. And then guess what?
There's all these bugs going around.
He gave it back to me again. So then I got sick again for another week. No, actually, I wasn't sick for a week then. I was sick for a couple of days. And then it's just been recovery, really. Like, just trying to... Because when you're sick, like, when you have an intense program and then you get sick, one of you gets sick, then the other one gets sick, then the other one gets sick. It's like just trying to regroup and get back into that program. It's been a minute, but we have been successful in doing that. So that's awesome.
Which is... why we had the video about going for the walks and stuff, because that's one way that we actually use to recuperate.
Exactly.
And recover. So
I think it was like, was it last week after like everything had happened? And I was just like, Mark, I feel like I am just losing it. Like I honestly cannot.
Is that a cyclical thing though?
I feel like it might be, but I think because we had been so like poorly and then like everything was just up in the air that like, there was so much stuff in my brain that I couldn't like keep it in there anymore. And also I started a new job as well.
Yep.
Which is like an amazing, amazing role. And a different role. So there's just been more change.
And not working full time actually.
No. Yeah.
But it's part time.
So 2.5 days.
2.5 days.
And yeah, so that was a new thing. There's been just a lot of new things happening. And I just said to Mark, like,
summer in England, that's a new thing.
I know! Like we're outside in the garden. We're like, you know what? We might as well go outside because it's such a nice day. And you know.
Oh, by the way, in case you wonder why I'm wearing a jumper, it's like, it does look warm, but it's still about 14. You get this breeze in the UK.
Like spring.
It's not particularly great, you know.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's still nice and warm. So
it's getting there, guys. It is getting there, and we are ever so thankful. We will not complain about the sunshine.
No.
So we went to this walk in South Sea Forest last week, Wednesday, and then we got lost. It was so funny. Like it was hilarious because we're like, oh, let's just go down this trail.
Well, isn't it funny how you can get lost in a place where they're actually paths that are marked with specific directions to say this is going that way for that long, but maybe because you haven't actually read the signs, you end up going down that route, and then you find yourself lost
or you choose to go down a different pathway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
which
then,
is, to be fair, that's what our lives are all about, which is just going on different pathways and actually.
The walk felt like what my life felt like in that moment. But you know what was really interesting? Because I felt so clouded and I just felt like I don't know, I feel so like life is chaos. That was my word of that day. And I was like, I just feel like everything's in chaos.
And I think that's probably, I was going to say atypical of women in the sense that, well, not actually, that's too far a generalisation. I was going to say something about how there are people,
about women?
There are people, not women, there are people, just generally speaking, who keep everything in their heads and don't actually put it out there or communicate in any way, which can then have a knock-on or domino effect on the other relationships. I think it's systemically here.
Oh.
Yeah, so in terms of the interaction, in that moment you were feeling clouded, and I'm wondering how that would have actually influenced, affected everything else.
Well, it affected
that
everything.
Might be useful for everybody to hear.
It affected everything, and if you, when we did the MARCOBELLA live video about can you manage change, I think it was, I was talking about the impact of like hormonal changes and after having a baby, and like all the changes would just get into me so much. But I felt like that again in that situation because like life had just thrown us a lot of hurdles one after the other, and I'm a person who likes routine and structure, and if I don't have routine and structure, I melt. I can literally just freeze and not know what to do.
In systemic, we call that feeling stuck.
Feeling stuck, literally. And so I felt like, oh my gosh, our life is just chaotic. Because the day before, Mark had offered, okay, guys, honestly, I think it was my first day going in the office or something like that. And then like, in my mind, I had planned that I was going to take Micah to school and then like, I'll just drive straight to the office. And then Mark kindly offered to help me and say, oh, don't worry, I'll take both the kids to wherever they need to go. And you just get ready and just help me with Micah. And
oh, so wait, so this is exactly what happened. So the first thing is, Bethel's got the kids to take to school. Bethel's got 2 kids to take to school and then drive all the way to work. Now Mark comes down and he's feeling very altruistic, feeling very helpful, feeling supportive. He's like, Bethel, actually, I recognise the fact that, you know, you've got all of these responsibilities this morning. And in fact, what I'm going to do, just to help you out, is actually take one of the children. Well, in fact, I'll take both of the children.
I had 1 kid to take. You had raised.
You had 1 kid to take. So I'll take both of them. And all you have to do is just drive to work. But what happens instead?
I remember like getting the text message. I was upstairs and like getting ready. I saw the text message and the first thought was like, that's really nice of him. I wonder what would happen. Nice. No, I was like, I wonder, I should probably just listen to him. But I feel so scared that if I listen to him, something's going to go wrong because that's not in my plan. It sounds ridiculous, guys. But literally, it caused me this, like... Anxiety. And then I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I listen? Should I not? Should I listen? Should I not? What should I do? I don't know what to do. And then I just, like, froze. I actually froze. And I was like...
I think it was a test. Just to prove how much trust there was in the relationship. And I think we came out with a score after that.
0.
Well, it wasn't actually 0. It was sub.
Well, I don't know. I was like, I was so thrown off, even though it would have helped me if I'd just listened to what he said. But because my head was just going, and I couldn't figure out how it was going to work. Long story short, I ended up getting to work late anyway. Ugh, it was just a mess that morning. So that's why Wednesday morning, I was like, Mark.
What? Bizarrely, I know you're about to say a statement there. Bizarrely, I was so, to use a good word, discombobulated because I was just trying to think, hang on. I am willing, I am wanting, I am waiting to help. But somehow my offer to help has turned into, actually, you've made things worse for me. I'm thinking, hang on, I was like, impossible. How does somebody offering help in a situation that does actually help make it worse? So I
think because it just discombobulated me, because I am like A, B, C, D, E, F, G person.
Linear.
Very linear. And so something comes in that's just like sporadic. I'm just like, I didn't think about that. While it's a positive thing, I don't know how to fit it into what I had already planned.
So how did this walk then kind of...
So the walk afterwards, which was the day after, and I was trying to I was like, Mark, I know you tried to help me yesterday, but actually it didn't help at all. It actually really threw me off. And I'm wondering why. And then I was just like, well, at the moment, I feel like there's just a lot of chaos everywhere. And I just felt like that, to me, felt like chaos, even though it was helping. But it just felt like chaos. And I just realized that every area of my life at this point just felt a bit chaotic. So I thought, well, instead of feeling like a victim, because I've been listening to some self-talk, I am in control of the situation.
Finally!
And I will take control of the situation, and I can change the situation. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm feeling like my life is chaotic, what can I do to improve it? So I said, you know what? I just feel like we need to have a diary and like keep a log of every single thing we do, because, guys, we do a lot of stuff. It's crazy.
We're busier than anyone else in the world.
No, we're not busier than anyone else in the world. I feel like you guys watching probably do the same amount of stuff, but because it's not written down, you don't see how much stuff you do. So I literally
And what does Mark ask every time?
Like, right, have you written it down?
Have you written it down, Bethel? I know, Mark, I've written it down.
I'm like, ugh. But then like writing a to-do list and then having a diary with times and alerts is so different. So I actually sat there on our computer and I just literally put everything. I mean, from wake up, prayer time, everything. And I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see. Everything is written there, guys. It is literally our life in a diary. Week by week, it has alerts and prompts.
I think it's actually minute by minute.
It's minute by minute.
Minute by minute play of the MARCOBELLA story.
But it just shows you how many things, like if you look at the morning time, how many things we have to get done in the morning, from waking up to getting out the door. And just putting it down, it just takes away that thought process of, okay, what's next? What's next? Because guess what? Even if I wake up and I have a hazy morning, I can look in the diary and go, what's next? Oh, change the kids for school. What's next? Oh, playtime with the kids, or spellings with the kids, or whatever it is.
And just in case you forget who you are, by looking at that diary, you quickly just remember who you are. Which just take you back to actually, you know, I was thinking about amnesia. Yeah, if you have any amnesia at any point, you just look at the diary. And that will remind you.
Amnesia, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but guys, since it's been a week to the day, look at my face. I'm so happy because I don't have to think about stuff. I have had moments when I've woke up and I've literally been blurry. Like sometimes I have memory lapses, which I don't know whether that's a hormonal thing again. But like, what did I forget? What was it yesterday? I was like, what was it this morning? I was like, I literally... Oh, yeah!
She went upstairs to get something and then came downstairs like, what was I supposed to do?
No.
Oh, no, you... So, oh, yeah, Bethel... Well, so I'm working in the kitchen and then I just hear these eggs kind of sizzling and I'm like, well, okay, who's frying eggs? Bethel had just left the eggs and gone upstairs and not told anyone.
I forgot about
It's a good thing actually that there was sizzling because if not, they would have just burnt without me knowing because I didn't even know there was something on the, you know, in the whole...
Yeah, literally, cooking. I literally put the eggs on. I went upstairs and I started... I don't know, what did I start doing? Sorting out something else? And then I completely forgot about the eggs. And Mark was like, oh, eggs. And I was like, oh, I forgot the eggs.
And the eggs were there dancing, going, too hot, too hot, too hot.
If my mind can forget things like I put eggs on the stove, then it's so crucial to have a calendar that can go... And I literally have been doing that this past week. I'm like, so what's next? And I'll look in the calendar. Oh, okay, yeah, that's next. Okay, good. Like us filming right now, that's in the calendar. Because if it wasn't in the calendar, it wasn't getting done for the past 4 weeks because it wasn't in the calendar. And there wasn't a set time for it. So, well, I'm sorry. There's other things I need to do. So, guys, that's our little catch up. That's where we've been. And hopefully we'll be back on the ball. Because we've got our time schedule for when we should be filming.
Minute by minute play of the MARCOBELLA story.
Yeah, so happy to be back and happy to catch up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, like, and share with anybody that you feel would benefit from this video.